Thank you for joining me on Cooking for Real today, where I am going to attempt to make ricotta cheese. I bought this nice kit here from Cultures for Health that promises to make mozzarella and or ricotta cheese. I'm not going to make the mozzarella today, but let's give it a go at making whole milk ricotta cheese. We are going to unbox this nice kit here, and inside what we have is butter muslin, cheese salt, which we're probably not going to use a lot of that, citric acid, which is specifically meant for the ricotta cheese, and we have instructions here, which I will follow to the T, and a thermometer meant specifically for this purpose, and then there's, I'm not sure how to pronounce this, we'll say rennet tablets, could be rennet. That is specifically meant for making mozzarella, which we are not doing today. So let's get started with the instructions. So I'm going to need a pot big enough to hold a gallon of milk, a large spoon, the thermometer, a colander, ladle, the muslin, a large bowl, a rubber band or a twist tie, and twine. I have all of those things. So first things first, we are going to pour the milk into a large pot. Let's get started. Now let me start off straight away by saying you need a rather large pot. This is my regular pot, and it isn't big enough. Thankfully, I have a very thoughtful mother who stopped by yesterday with this bad boy that she picked up at a tag sale, and I'm very grateful for it. So into that pot, we are putting in a gallon of milk, and as you can see, even this large pot is going to be about a third full when I'm done putting this milk in. Oop, knocked to the camera. And I am adding 1 teaspoon only of this citric acid and another teaspoon of cheese salt, which is actually just kosher salt ground finely. Let me stir that all together. And we are going to slowly heat this milk to 195 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit. So since it's a slow heat, I'm just going to turn that on to low, pop the lid on, and I'm going to be ready with my thermometer to check that. So this has been going for about 20 minutes. Let's get a quick temperature check. It's gotten to be about 90 degrees, so it's going to be a while. The instructions do say to stir often to prevent scorching. So we'll give that a nice little stir there. Nothing serious happening yet. So we've been at this about an hour, and you can see the temperature's gotten where we want it. So you can also note that this is visibly curdling. So now what we're supposed to do is simply turn the heat off and allow to set for 1 hour. Do not stir. So I'm going to actually put the lid on, take it directly off of the heat. So now you see I have a bowl lined with that butter muslin that came inside the kit, and I have taken, it's been an hour, so what they want me to do is to gently ladle these curds into the butter muslin. And we're going to let it drain. Now that all the curds are in the pan, I'm actually going to take this muslin, tie the corners in a knot, and using a wooden spoon, well, let's let it drain a little further, shall we? We're going to hang it is a little difficult. We're going to hang this to drip out all of the whey for, it'll take about a half an hour. Okay, so it's been a half an hour and we've let that drip out. And what we're going to do now is untie this butter muslin and put these curds into their own bowl the best we can. Okay, and now what I have here is 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. And we're just going to incorporate that in. And there you have it. This is homemade whole milk ricotta, which evidently you can freeze. So I will weigh it and divide it into 4. But right now I'm actually making leftover lasagna. So I'm making a roast beef lasagna, and I'm going to put some of this in there. Here we have a couple of portions of that ricotta cheese packed up that I'm going to put a quick label on and pop them in the freezer for future use. Thank you for joining me on Cooking for Real today, where we made homemade ricotta. And I took a bunch of that ricotta and I packaged it up for the freezer. And then you'll see here I made a nice 3-layer lasagna with homemade pasta, homemade sauce, leftover roast beef from another meal. It's going to be delicious. I think a little extra special because of the homemade ricotta, which was much simpler to make than I ever imagined, just very time consuming. If you're enjoying watching Cooking for Real, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, because I'm not only cooking for real, I'm cooking for you.